what's going on, everybody? It is Jerky back with another video, and today you guys will be learning how to make a whole entire find the button system. So in this system, we'll be making it completely self-working, so you won't really need to do any extra coding for any extra buttons you add. Yeah, so as you can see, so this is a button to go to stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. So if we click on the stage 2 button, as you can see, we're at stage 0. So it won't let us go there. Same with stage 3. Yeah. Alright. But if we go to stage 1, as you can see, it'll teleport us to the first stage, and that will work. Then, as you can see, if we click on stage 1, that will not work. But now, if you see, we can now go to stage 2, and then we can now go to stage 3. So let's get started with the video. Alright guys, so now I'm just gonna click on the classic base plate. To be honest, I really don't like this new base plate. It's kind of just the shading of it all. I mean, it's not bad at all, it's just, you know, this is what I'm familiar with. You guys can choose actually anyone you want. It's just I would recommend at this, or this. I'm gonna choose a classic base plate. Alright, so now that's all loading up, we can start with our coding process. But first, let's actually create a button that we can work off of. I'm just going to make a small little button. I don't know. Alright, there we go. Now that we have a button, I'm just gonna rotate it. I'm gonna go here, change it to 90 degrees. So I'm just gonna rotate that 90 degrees, so that's actually facing us. And then next, I'm going to anchor it. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll make it slate. Alright, there we go. So now we have a general button. I'm just gonna drag this up a bit. Now that we have this, we're just going to want to name this 1, and you'll see why in a second. So this button is going to be for stage 1. And now, so once you're done creating your button, we're going to go to the workspace and we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to call it buttons. Then we're just going to want to drag this into that folder. And now, once we're here, we're going to want to add in a click detector. And so yeah, that's it for that button. And then next we're going to want to go into server script service. But first of all, a click detector is basically, well, self-explanatory, but it's just a detector that detects when somebody clicks this part right here. Alright, so now we're going to want to go to our server script service, add in 2 scripts. So this first one is going to be the leader stats script. It's just going to basically just be the leaderboard. So game.players player added connect function, and then we're just gonna reference the player right there. So basically what we're saying is when a player joins the game, we're gonna do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make leader stats, which is pretty simple. So I'm going to do local leader stats equals instance dot new folder. Then what we're going to want to do is just do comma player, so that parents it to the player. Parents it to the player. And then next we're going to do leader stats dot name equals, and this is very important, it must be named leader stats, or else Roblox will not know that that is meant to be a leaderboard. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to want to do local stage equals instance dot new int value, and then this one we're just going to want to parents to the leader stats. Then next we're going to want to do stage dot name equals stage. Alright, and then we're just going to do stage. It's going to be stage dot value equals Alright. So that should be our leaderboard all set up. Next, we're gonna add another script. And then I'm gonna name this button handler, so that this will handle our buttons. And then I'm gonna do local buttons equals game.workspace wait for child buttons. And then now we're gonna loop through everything in the buttons folder. So for I, comma, and then I'm just gonna make it button instead of V, because I'll show you guys in a second why. For I, comma, button in pairs, and then we're gonna want to do buttons get children. So what I mean by get children, I mean basically everything that is parented to the buttons folder. And then do, and now so basically what this does is it kind of variabilizes the selection. So I'm just gonna do button dot click detector dot on click connect, and then function. And here we're gonna also name the player, because that's gonna get the player that clicks the button. And what we're gonna want to do is if and we're going to do two number if two number button dot name equals, so equals to the player's stage value plus 1. And then we're going to want to do this. So then we're going to want to set the value player.leader stats dot stage dot value equals and then two number button dot name. And then next I'm just going to do an else print access 9. Alright, so yeah, that should actually be our entire script done. I'm just going to press play. I spelled it wrong. Whoops. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. It's with an O. My bad, guys. My bad. OnClick is not a valid member. Hold on. Oh, I think I might have gotten my. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so it's not OnClick, it's mouse click. I kind of get confused with GUIs for a second. I don't know. Alright. So yeah, it's dot mouse click. And then let's just continue that. Press play. And as you can see, we got no errors. That is great, that is great. So now if we go over here, as you can see when we click this, our stage is now 1. Now I'm just gonna make multiple of these. So yeah, duplicate, and then I'm gonna duplicate this. So I'm just gonna make 3 different stages. So I'm gonna name this, I'm gonna rename this to 2, and I'm gonna rename this to 3. So basically, each button, you want to name each button to the stage that you want them to correspond to. So I want this button to activate stage to make you go to stage 1. I want this button to make you go to stage 2. I want this button to make me go to stage 3. Alright, so as you can see, if we try to skip to stage 3, that's access denied. if we try to skip to stage 2, that is also access denied. Then if we try to go to the first stage, as you can see, that will work because that is +1 of our current value. And if we try to skip here, that won't work, but if we go here, then it will work, and that will work. And if we try to go here, that won't work again, and then that won't work. So yeah, that's basically that part done. So now I'm gonna continue the script, and I'm actually gonna add something because I feel like you guys might want to know how to make people teleport. So next, I'm just gonna do make another folder. I'm gonna call it teleports. So like you want them to teleport to their corresponding stage. So let's say you make a stage, right? New stage, that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. So I'm just gonna name this 1, 2, and 3. So next, once you do that, you're gonna want to make another part, and then you're gonna want to kind of position it around in the middle here, and then you don't want the player to teleport right there. So let's just move it up right there because you don't want them to get stuck inside of the of this part right here. So once you do that, you're gonna want to put this into your teleports folder, and then we're gonna name this 1 because that's teleport 1. Then let's just duplicate this. All right. Now we're gonna rename this to 2 because this is teleport 2, and we're gonna rename this to 3 because it is teleport number 3. All right. So now that we have that all set up, I'm just going to put the transparency for this all the way up. And first of all, you gotta make sure these are anchored too. And then I'm gonna turn off can collide. And then here, I'm going to turn off. I'm going to. What am I doing? All right. I'm gonna turn on the transparency, and then I'm gonna turn off can collide. Make sure it is anchored. I'm gonna do the same here. So that's basically just not going to let players see the part because you don't want them to see what they're teleported on. Alright, now we're going to want to go back here, back to our button handler. And then next, I'm going to do for I, TP for teleport in pairs. And then I'm going to do local teleports equals game.workspace colon wait for child teleports, and then I'm gonna do teleports colon get children do. Then I'm gonna do if tp.name equals button dot name. Then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to do player dot character set primary part C frame. And then, so that's basically just gonna set their humanoid root part C frame. So if you hear background noise, my dog's barking. It's gonna set the primary part C frame to the C frame of the teleport. So we're gonna do tp.c frame. All right. So I think that's all of that done. Sorry for background noise, dog's barking. Alright, probably should have made a spawn point right here, but whatever. Alright, so if we click this, as you can see, we're now teleported to stage 1. And now, as you can see, if we click it again, we won't be teleported. And then if we go here, as you can see, we're teleported to stage 2. So now, basically, this is all completely self-working. and this will save you a lot of time for hard coding it, etc. So yeah, so that will teleport the player, and this should be non-exploitable as well because this does not use remote events. I was going to use remote events at first, but then I figured out, hey, exploiters can really just fire the events themselves, get to the end pretty quickly, and then it will be unfair for everybody. But using this way, it should be pretty non-exploitable. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. As you can see, we can't teleport anywhere anymore that is below the stage or at the same level as our stage. So yeah, that is basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, goodbye.